Okay, we ready?
Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Tainted Grail for the very last time for quarter two of 2025. And we are going to go out and have a little fun and maybe try to find this, where this mysterious light is coming from. I don't know if we're going to find it from this direction, but I'm thinking this is around where he keeps seeing it. So we'll go look. Oh, we can go down from here. Not ask me if we're actually supposed to be here. I have no clue. Apparently we can't go up that way. Woo! I don't think we're supposed to come down this way either. Oh well. We did. And now we are near the beach. What do we have down here? Nothing that I see in particular. Is that got a wall on it? I think it does. But we managed to get around it. Alright. Probably was not the efficient way to get down here, but we managed. Probably should be prepared in case something jumps out at us. I have no idea if we're even going the right way or what. We're just having fun. But that is what you're supposed to do in a game. Have fun. There's some ruins over here. And it seems they give you a decent amount of time to swim before you run out of air. So that's good to know. Well, we didn't find anything that way that I saw, but we ended up back at the village, so yay. At least we know we're safe. For the moment. The place is pretty much falling apart. I can actually understand why Groban would be upset. At least it's warded. Maybe down that way? I don't think we want to jump down that way. That looks like it would be a big ouchie. Really? There we go. I was going to say, don't tell me I can't get back up there. It gets really foggy. Huh. Okay. Not where we intended to go either, but might as well check it out.
Stay quiet. Stay safe.
Hello?
Bloody seagulls! Can you hear me? You flying vermin! Just try landing here and I'll pluck you.
Okay.
A keep by the sea. What a great idea that was. And what do you want?
I'm just saying hi. Seagulls, why are you so fixated on them?
I'm fixated. Me! Oh, you didn't see what they did to me a week ago. I was just standing watch as usual, and then, suddenly, splat. A dozen of them flying overhead, screeching.
Oh my god.
So, I yelled what I think about them, shaking my fist. And then another 4, splat. And they kept screeching. I tell you, they're laughing at me. I spent all night cleaning my armor. Sewell didn't think it through when he decided where to put the keep, mark my words.
I guess they didn't like what you said about them.
And I don't like how you seem to think I'm a fool. So, what now? Should I shit on you for that? I once managed to shoot a few. I thought they'd learned their lesson and wouldn't be flying over here anymore. And guess what they did? They shitting with increased force. Like they're planning it. Vengeful scoundrels.
Oh, this guy's funny.
I need to try a different strategy. Find something that will make them feel real terror.
They're seagulls. I doubt they will.
Like the way crows are afraid of scarecrows in fields. I'm sure seagulls also have something that scares them. We just need to find out what it is.
I can help you out.
Thank you. I just need you to bring me some kind of a bird scarer. They'll learn their lesson and keep away from me.
Do you know anyone who might know something about seagulls?
I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anyone crazy enough to take up something like this. There is one guy in the museum, Riderick. He's supposed to know everything.
Irrational hatred. That's what that's called. Oh yeah, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. For heaven's sake, don't look down. We're just gonna take this slow and steady. No strange movements, no jumping about. Yep, don't look down. Oh, for heaven's sake, don't look. This would not be the bridge I would cross. Absolutely not. Lighthouse. So this is the lighthouse. And that is the broken bridge. I hope this place is secure. You know, I have no clue. I've never even been in here. Hopefully, being this is a lighthouse, it is safe. How far up does this go? Whoa. It goes up a ways. So, hopefully there's nothing up top that's going to attack me. And I'm just leaving everything in barrels. I'm not touching anything. Nope, 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 nope. We won't be accused of stealing a thing. Fool's rush. See, they're just putting things in there to tempt you to take them. Oh, upstairs is actually a lovely little place. Ah, including a bed. I don't see a single lightkeeper in sight. Wonder if that's some sort of elevator. Huh, I don't know the first thing about this place other than it's full of stuff that I'm not touching. I might look at it all, but I'm not touching it. All the books. Why can't I get to the books? $1:30, I guess 1:30 a.m. And now I'm well rested. Well, let me sleep here. Alright. We're done looking around. We're going to go back down before we accidentally steal anything. Now, if it turns out I can take stuff from here, I will come back with an empty bag and I will take to my heart's content. But for now, I don't know. I'm not touching it. But the place up top at least seems safe and comfortable. So long as you're willing to climb about a bazillion stairs. And go across some very rickety bridges to get here. And so they're making a second one of those. I don't know why they need a second one. The first one seems perfectly serviceable. Down. Definitely not going to look down. Of course, I don't know if we could see anything with all the fog. It might be a blessing, it might not be. Oh, I thought I was going to have to jump onto that. I was like, yeah, that's not going to end well. No, I was able to climb on it. Now, I keep hearing something about a museum. I'm assuming it's in the keep. So I guess we should go looking for it.
Everything will be just fine.
It's foggy. Like, so foggy right now.
Were you at the pledge? I didn't see you.
I'm new here, still learning.
Yeah. Victory over health. Honor over life.
You look tired.
Yeah. Bandits, tribes, Sodom all. Sleep, damn it, is the worst son of a bitch I ever fall. No sleeping, no. The service is eternal. Where would we be if Seawall took naps all the time? You need to serve. Not...
How long have you been awake?
I shut my eyes for about 15 minutes every day. Sometimes 20. Besides, a true keeper doesn't sleep. He keeps watch. The Old Mother will reward me after I'm dead. But I'm not gonna lie. That potion from Eber, our physician, works miracles. You could stand on the walls all day and night and not even think about closing your eyes.
What is it, caffeine? Couldn't you ask him for more?
What? Listen, pal, I never asked. I just came in the evenings when I was getting sleepy and took it. And then Yang put it somewhere else. Keeper's vigor. Good stuff.
You know, I think some sleep would do you good.
Shows what you know. Once more, call to this glorious service by the grace of the sea.
He actually sings pretty good.
Service.
Okay, so now he's just gonna sing to me. I probably would have gotten a quest to get this stuff for him, but since I told him to go get some sleep, I don't think I'm gonna get it now. Good. That's a dead end. No emphasis on the dead. He seems like a nice enough guy, if a little too enthusiastic. Now we're supposed to be looking for a museum.
Head down.
And there's the guy that we're looking for the museum for, because he needs to find something to shush the seagulls. I do like that there's like a whole bunch of quests. Just really random quests early on. There's our ghost friend. Alright, so I need to find... Hello, Deacon. That's the barrack. Should be the barrack. It is. That is... Who knows what that was? It isn't anymore. Let's see. What am I putting away? I don't know what I just put away. Some stuff. That's Fergus's house. We will not be breaking into Fergus's house. Thank you very much. Hey, this guy could probably kick my butt 3 ways to Sunday. Brother Riegon's quarters. Nope, we're not going in there either. I don't think he's got the museum. And he probably wouldn't like us going in there anyway. That's Cillian's quarters. Abandoned house. Oh, this place is pretty much a wreck. Huh, somebody likes plants. Yeah, I wonder what the story about this place is. And can we clean it up and use it as our own?
Let me guess. Camelot, no? Timberwall, also no? So you're not from the north? Ah, of course. You must be from Connacht. I should have guessed right away. So, who's in charge there now?
I'm not from Connacht, nor Timberwall, nor Camelot. I'm from nowhere.
Nowhere? Never heard about it. Must be a shithole like no other. And I think I won't learn much about politics from you. You know, people are talking about rising unrest in the north, and a secret coalition preparing a coup at the highest levels of power.
Really?
And that whole plague thing is just a tool to reach their final goal. The Red Priests are also trying to get something out of it.
Oh?
And to be honest, it's not gone too bad for them. The Druids are out of the picture already.
Yeah, I heard. Secret coalition? A coup?
Well, sure. They want to establish a new order on our island. And it's not clear who's involved in the whole mess.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe our captain is even involved. Hell knows. They have their people everywhere. Damn it, you could be one of them too. Although when I look at you, I don't think so. You have such a stupid face. With all due respect, of course.
Okay. Are you suggesting that someone intentionally caused the plague?
Wait a minute. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just thinking out loud. It doesn't make sense that the plague appeared just like that. Out of bloody nowhere? Hell no. It's a high-stakes game.
So what's at stake?
Power over us, of course. Over our bodies and souls. Over Avalon. Over the whole damn course of history.
And how would I recognize someone from a secret coalition?
That's the case. Those sons of bitches are good at hiding.
You don't say.
They kinda blend in and live among us. It's hard to tell if it's hideous magic or some other tricks.
Okay.
You know, I've been thinking lately. What if King Arthur is just a stupid fairy tale? What if the nobles and others involved in the whole conspiracy just made him up? And us peasants eventually just started to believe in it. You know, one story for everyone. They drilled it into our heads, and drilled until it finally stuck. And then they built statues, wrote books, and everything else.
That's bullshit, you know? It's impossible to make something like that up.
Yeah? Don't tell me you're one of those fools that think that the All-Mother exists. Have you ever seen her? How do you know that we're not being lied to? Exactly. But maybe one day you'll see the truth.
Okay. I was just kind of hoping he knew about the house, but he went on a long rant about conspiracies. And that is Orlay's quarters. Okay, so that's where she stays. Good to know. if I ever need to pester her for anything. The garrison, I don't think it's going to be in the garrison. That lock is broken, I know. I have come at it from 2 directions, and both directions have said the same thing.
Happens today.
Oh, to you. Yeah, the more I think I've seen this whole place, the more I realize I haven't seen hardly any of it so far. Captain's quarters, huh? I'm probably going to get in so much trouble. But we're in here. Oh, is this the museum, maybe? Hi.
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South, the southernmost keep under Camelot's jurisdiction.
Well, hello.
My name is Ridderick, and I will be happy to introduce you to the rich history of this fascinating place. A history that began 623 years ago with the first keeper, Sewell Firstfoot.
Okay.
I'd also like to bring your attention to our numerous exhibits that are, as I like to say, inanimate witnesses of the history of the Horns of the South.
Good grief, and I thought I spoke slowly. Tell me about the museum.
It began in the year 542. It is the crowning achievement of a group of keepers who were fascinated with Sewell Firstfoot. It took them years of tremendous effort to finally open an institution devoted to research and education, worthy of commemorating Sewell's great legacy. The first keeper of the museum was Gladwin Flanagan, who was personally appointed by Captain Berach the Black.
Sewell, I think I heard about him.
I don't doubt it. Since Sewell Firstfoot was a remarkable figure, well known to every keeper. Drawing on available sources, we can claim with almost absolute certainty that Sewell Firstfoot was the first man who ever set foot on the island of Avalon.
For real.
As you can probably guess, that's where his moniker, Firstfoot, comes from.
I guess. But that was just the first of his many great deeds?
Oh, of course. Sewell was an outstanding commander whose strategic mind, bravery, and charisma contributed to our capture of the South from the Four Dwellers. He was also the founder of the Horns of the South, so I can say with absolute conviction that if it were not for Sewell Firstfoot, we wouldn't even be standing here having this conversation.
Why do I get the feeling history has kind of glossed over a lot here? Exhibits? What exactly do you have here?
The museum holds a collection of 72 items of the so-called movable, tangible heritage. The collection includes big and small items that represent the world surrounding the keepers of the Horns of the South from the 1st to the 6th century of the Avalonian era. Here you will find militaria, craft tools, everyday objects, furniture, textiles, coins, religious artifacts.
Interesting. And which exhibits are the most remarkable?
I'd say all exhibits are worthy of your attention, but I could point you to the ones I personally think to be the most notable, or subjectively, of course, the most interesting. Those would be the items that used to belong to Sewell Firstfoot. We have his signal horn, and also his boots. Those boots were the first to touch Avalonian soil. What is also worth mentioning is the tableware used by King Arthur himself during his visit to the Horns of the South in the 15th year of the Avalonian era.
Wow, there's a ton of conversation stuff. I'm wondering if you actually talk to him for a while. Do you get friendly with him? You have Sewell's authentic boots. Can you tell me more about them?
Yes, it's remarkable, isn't it? You can find them in the central display. Sewell's boots were sewn from 3 pieces of tanned calfskin, tied at the top with a leather strap. The seam goes through the middle of the instep, which is decorated with ornamental embroidery. On the outer side of each shoe, you can find a decorative brass buckle with the motif of the Camelotian bear. It is notable that even after 600 years, they are still excellently preserved, which is unusual considering the high humidity in this area. It means that even the keepers of that time must have realized the historical value of Sewell's boots, and therefore made sure to adequately preserve them.
Let's see. The signal horn sounds interesting.
It is indeed an interesting exhibit. The horn was used by Sewell during wartime, not only for signaling, but also for intimidation. It is 50 centimeters long and made of the horn of an ox. It is the color of yellowed bone, with some ash-gray discoloration on the narrow end. It has a brass mouthpiece and silver fittings on its wider side and at the middle. The shape of the fittings suggests that the horn was hanging on a leather strap, which unfortunately has not survived to this day.
Tell me more about King Arthur's tableware.
It's a memento of the visit of the legendary ruler of Avalon. Impressive, isn't it? The tableware is made of tin coated with silver. It consists of a plate, a bowl, and a chalice. The edges are decorated with the motifs of Camelot, a crown and a bear. However, those ornaments are of visibly low quality. That detail, and the fact that those are the only wares from that time that have survived to this day, leads us to conclude that this set was cast specifically for that occasion, and that it was finished by a person unfamiliar with this kind of craft, perhaps a blacksmith or an armorer.
Okay, thank you for that interesting bit of history. I'd like to ask about something else. I'd like to ask you about seagulls. Do you know what they're afraid of?
I have to admit that local fauna is not one of my main areas of interest, but I do know the answer to this question, as it is rooted in the history of the Horns of the South. It used to be the case that a significant part of the daily catch was gobbled up by our troublesome coastal neighbors. So the keepers of that time found a very peculiar way to deal with the problem.
Okay. Please continue.
Some of them, called the Seagulls, scared off the coastal birds using specially constructed masks. They made them from feathers and pieces of tanned pigskin sewn together. The reason the gulls avoided these masks is unclear, but perhaps their peculiar shape reminded them of a natural predator?
It's been great listening to you. Can you tell me something more?
Really? Do you mean it? Thank you. That's really nice to hear. I'm not used to positive feedback. Usually people only come here when they've had too much to drink and decided that it'd be fun to come over and start mocking me, or touching the exhibits with their greasy fingers. The last person who seemed to actually be interested in the museum was Lady Elaine. We talked a bit about Captain Lex and the trip that ended tragically in the year 513. It was described in The Last Voyage of the Andraste. An interesting read, although I'd say it should be classified as fiction. Lady Elaine thought differently. Apparently she's looking for the wreck of the Andraste. Can you believe that?
Yeah, she's asked me to help her with it. Yes, and I'm helping her.
Oh, that's excellent. I have a lot of respect for that kind of archaeological endeavor, even when it's based on incorrect assumptions with regard to the subject of the research. But if you happen upon any interesting objects during your search, please don't forget about the museum.
Thank you. He was actually a rather interesting fellow to talk to, if a bit slow. That's an interesting looking piece of artwork. Wonder if that's supposed to depict the All-Mother, or I don't think that's a menhir. It could be. Very nice statue. Parchment of some type. Banners. That must be the plate, and well, I don't think that's what he's talking about. The stuff for King Arthur. These have got to be the boats. Some random sack. That's the horn. That's clearly the horn he was talking about. More banners. Lots of gargoyles. That kind of sort of reminds me a little bit of those statues we saw, only not quite as creepy. Interesting. Well, thank you, sir. A mask made of feathers and leather stitched together. It sounds like a plague bearer's mask. Anything down there? No, we're not taking anything. Thank you very much. Oh, just a storeroom. And some creepy skulls hanging on the wall. Real good. Yeah, I'll just take my leave of this place now. Bad enough when you attack the Dermis hangs dead things on the wall, but when they clearly look dead, yeah, I'm just gonna avoid them. Like the plague. Actually turned out to be an interesting place, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I think we've run out of time. I did not expect to be finding another place and somebody that was as long-winded as that gentleman. But he turned out to be a nice sort of guy. And I'm kind of glad I talked to him. And I'm really glad I decided to play this game for quarter two. I'm definitely going to continue playing it.
What a
I think I could safely recommend checking it out. Maybe you got it in early access and you haven't tried it yet, or maybe you're thinking about putting it on your wish list and waiting for a sale. Either way, give it a shot. It is quite a unique and interesting RPG. Now, I wouldn't say it Bolivian or Morrowind level, but it's definitely fun and different. And once again, I am considering sometime in the future bringing this back in a few live streams once I've done a little more with the character and explored a little bit and got comfortable. If you're interested in that, well, leave a comment, let me know. And of course, leave a comment and tell me what you think about the game. So, what do we have in store for Q3 of 2025? Well, we are going to be doing something a little more quirky and lighthearted. We are going to be looking at the game Shore, the single-player MMO simulation. I saw that, I was like, yeah, I have to try that out. So we will. And of course, that will start next week. I'll see y'all then. Until next time. Bye for now.